air show in Dubai. We're stuck in that. We have the race to Dubai in the European Tour in November. And we have the most important event, of course, is the Dubai Duty Free Golf World Cup.
Naturally. Yeah.
Former winners appearing, attending.
All the big stars, you know.
Yeah. And there's Medfa, as you know. Dermot, in the Medfa this morning, Hytham was talking.
Yeah.
There's a man we've known for several years, used to work for Jordanian Airlines on the right. What's his name? There was Hytham talking, there was a man sitting there, and then there was Eric, the guy in the middle, bald head.
Oh, Taleb is being Taleb, yeah.
His first name is?
Taleb.
Taleb.
Yes, yeah. He's a lovely fella.
He is.
Yeah.
We've known him for years. Then going the other way, before Tariq Hamila, there was a guy who answered a question. You asked a question and he answered. Who was he?
Nuno Amaral. He's
he's Air Inta.
Yes. Yeah. He's the
Nuno.
He's just promoted actually in the last week or two to, I think it's John Sutcliffe's role as in the title managing director or on Middle East, I think it is anyway.
Yes, okay.
He was chief operations or something before. And I've known him since he used to work at Portuguese airports. He was head of retail or something there, for many years.
Okay.
And they recruited him from there to move out to Bahrain.
Okay.
Family and all the rest.
Yeah.
A few years ago.
Oh.
He's been there now a little while. I think just trying to manage all the different projects that all that type of thing. So we're just looking ahead to Medfa ourselves now at this stage. So we can just have a catch up. I know we did a few weeks ago, but maybe we'll go. Matt's going to film a little bit of this.
Okay,
that's okay.
No
We'll take some bite-sized chunks out to run online if that's okay with you. So which is good. So maybe just to recap a little bit and we're a month further on than when we last spoke on performance year to date. Colm, how's Dubai Duty Free doing in 2017? How's the year going to end up, do you think?
We're very happy with 2017. Right at this time, we're 3% up on our budget, which is 150 million dirhams. 150 million dirhams is $45 million US. So we're very happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, we had a situation because of fluctuating currencies. We had to give a lot of discounts to make sure our prices were good. We have been negotiating with our suppliers. We have solved a lot of problems. So we're actually very positive on our bottom line also.
Okay.
So the summary of 2017 is that we're very happy with it. We're going to end up very well. We expect to be very close to 1.9 billion US dollar sales at the end of the year.
Okay.
As a side issue, which is topical at the moment, excess duty has just been introduced in the UAE from the 1st of October. We're happy to say that the sale of tobacco out of Dubai will not be liable to excess duty. The sale of tobacco on arrivals up to the custom allowance of 400 cigarettes will not be liable to excess duty. And we're pleased about that. And we're looking onward, of course, to the introduction of VAT on the 1st of January.
Yeah.
5%. We think it's good for the country. We think it's good for the government funding. And we think it's good to highlight the value that Dubai Duty Free will be offering.
So you'll be able
So it's wrong to say we're happy with taxes, but we're saying
So that will mean in terms of you will be able to maintain that price differential because it principally doesn't apply to, or where does it apply within your business, or will it? I mean, clearly, I guess duty free and departures, no. There may be some areas it does apply.
No, it won't apply except in our public areas.
In your public areas.
We have shops in the public part of the airport and it will apply there.
Yeah.
And our business generally for the year is good. Our hotel is running at an occupancy for the year of 84%, which I'm told, and on the figures we get back, it's pretty good. We have opened our second Irish village in Dubai in the parks and resorts, and it's finding its feet. There are forecasts of visiting numbers to the park and resorts of 8 million people eventually, and they're doing various marketing things in the park to make sure that happens.
Right. Yeah.
It will take time to grow, you know.
Yeah.
but we've opened our second Irish village there, and we're happy we did that. And we're going to open also a small souvenir shop there, selling, particular type of product. We won't be trying to make a big retail business out of it, but it will be a home to sell Final Surprise tickets and Millennium Millionaire tickets.
Yeah, yeah. So in terms of sort of next stage development, I know you've completed, I think this year or in the last year, sort of some extra projects between B and C. As far as I know, what has happened there? Maybe just clarify that, and then also what's next on the development agenda.
Yeah, the project in between B and C is 1,800 square metres, and it's doing very well. We're very happy with it. There is ongoing work in what we call the Old Concourse C, and there are, facilities being put in there for passenger comforts, and when all that is finished, we will have 2,500 square metres of retail there. That's scheduled for April next year.
Okay.
Also at the same time, scheduled for the end of this year, will be an increase in capacity in the Al Maktoum International Airport at Dubai World Central. And we will increase our retail space there from 2,500 square metres to 4,000 square metres. And of course we keep on talking about the onward stuff for there, which, is 2022, 2023 or whatever. And when that happens, it will be huge, and Dubai Duty Free will have 80,000 square metres of retail space there, and the airport will have a capacity for 135 million.
Yeah, yeah. In terms of the sort of, coming back to maybe some of the factors for today, you mentioned VIT and excise, and obviously that comes into play, and maybe will or won't necessarily affect you in a big way. Beyond that, you mentioned currency as well. What are the other sort of macro factors around the business that are affecting how you perform? And
well, of course, traffic is increasing all the time.
Yeah.
Dubai Airport now is the largest airport in the world for international traffic, and including in other airports a lot of domestic traffic. Dubai Airport is now the third biggest in the world, surpassed only by Atlanta, Georgia, and Beijing. In 2016, there were 84 million passengers through Dubai Airport. It's expected to finish this year just short of 89 million. And of course, that's going to continue to grow.
Yeah.
They have, they're implementing things at the existing airport, which will raise the final capacity from 100 million to 118 million. And it's not physical building or anything like that. It is technology that will speed up passengers and create a better inflow of passengers. But even as it is, there is in excess of 1,000 movements a day through Dubai International Airport.
Yeah.
And that can go up to 1,200 a day, I think the figure is. And that's exciting. It's done. It means we're home and dry for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whilst we wait for the further developments at Al Maktoum International.
Yeah, I guess in the environment we mentioned earlier on in the press event, out there in GCC countries, there's all of this issue about weight on board and hand luggage, and that's obviously having an effect on duty free. For Dubai Duty Free, what's been the impact? Is it something that may be resolved in time, do you think, with the airlines?
Well, it's happening, and the airlines are introducing more rigidly the rule. We have been, there's a magical figure of 7 kilos hand baggage, but we have been speaking to some of the airlines, and it's now sort of 10 kilos. We're looking ourselves to see if we would sort of book space in the holding of aircraft so people can have their excess luggage taken at the boarding gate and put in the belly of the aircraft. Now we haven't done that, and we're just thinking about it and looking at it and doing the costing of it and so on.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, if somebody has excess weight and they don't want to pay the airline to put it on board and they come back to us, we're very courteously giving refunds, and we're not arguing, and we're trying to help keep the customer happy.
Yeah, for sure. And just in terms of average spend and where you're at now in terms of penetration levels overall, obviously there's kind of some of those external factors make it difficult for the business in general to perform.
The external factors, there are sometimes delays, and passengers may not be with us as long as they would otherwise be, but Penetration is about 35%, which is pretty good worldwide. It's probably one of the best. Our number of transactions have increased than last year. Last year we did 27.1 million transactions during the year, which is 74,000 per day. We're running at between 75 and 76,000 per day at the moment.
Okay. Yeah.
So the extra transactions are, with the spend is about the same, but the extra transactions mean we're having this extra business, which is good.
Okay. Yeah. And next year, 35 years of Dubai duty free. Anything particular in planned for the year ahead?
Well, we're looking forward to the increased retail space.
Yeah.
We're looking all the time at our spend on promotion and marketing, and we think that pays off very well. We spend 2.5% of our top line on advertising, promotion, sponsorship, and so on. We keep it at that, but we experiment with other things. We put something to us. We assess everything at the end of each year and see what's worthwhile. Yeah. The single biggest event we do is our tennis tournament, which we own. It's, as you know, called the Dubai Duty Free Tennis Championship. Last February was its 25th year. We've had several world number ones win our tournament and participate, and we're told by the ATP and WTA that the media value worth in our tournament last year was $920 million. So we won't drop that.
Okay, good.
And especially I've seen that we built a tennis stadium, especially for it, we won't drop that.
Good, okay. Yeah. Well, look, we wish you well for the year ahead as well. Thanks always.
Well, thank you. And best of luck to the Moodie Davitt Report. It's a shining star in the industry. Well done.
Good. Thanks a lot, Colm. Okay.
Good.